stuck on what we can ask for. So let's read.
Can.
Because we can get so hung up on when we read I'll read it first. It says, ask and keep on asking, and it will be given to you. I just want to stop there, and we'll leave out the seek and the knock until later. But it says, ask and keep on asking, and it will be given to you. Well, the natural reaction that I have, and the natural action that most people have, is how come it's not being given to me? They turn it into a negative. So we have to answer that. Why are we asking? And there's 1,000 different reasons. Why I asked you, how come we're afraid to ask? And you said, well, we're afraid. Or we're afraid to ask because what if it doesn't happen? Or we're afraid to ask, what if it does happen? We're afraid to ask. We're afraid to ask God, what if it isn't His will? We're afraid to ask God because how's that going to affect me? And other people, well, I'm independent. I can do it. I can make more of this. I can change this. I can do this. So I don't need God. They may not be saying it that bluntly, but they're going, I don't need God to change this. I can handle the cold symptoms. I don't need God to get this cold that's going to be gone in 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully. But if I had cancer or had something else, I need God then. Because they're independent. They don't have the faith. Well, I just don't think God can do that. Or I don't think God will do that for me. Or is that really God's will in my life? I don't have the faith to go through it. Or you go down to another one you said was afraid to ask wrong. What if I don't ask it? It's out of His will. What if it isn't His will for this to happen? What if He wanted to do this and I'm asking Him to do that? Or what if I'm asking for a specific thing and He wanted to do something totally different? I don't want to ask amiss, as James tells us.
Sometimes He gives us something better.
Yeah.
I mean, He might not answer it the way what we're praying, exactly what we're praying for.
Yeah.
And it may go for a little bit. Then later we realize, He didn't answer just exactly what I asked for.
Right.
But it is better.
Yeah, He does that.
In the long run, it was better for us. But
another one you said was sinful. Oh, we're not going to get to it, but in 11 it says, if you then, I like another translation, being evil. This one just says evil by nature. So, He's telling us, because you're evil, you give semi-good gifts to your children. He says good gifts. You give good gifts to your children and you're evil. How much more will the Father give to you? But we're evil. We're not, and He's not saying you're evil, but we're sinful. As the word we had before. I love that word. So we may not know the nature of God. We may not know what God wants to provide for us. We may not know what God says that He's willing to do. The promises of God. It's too small. It's the little things. God doesn't care whether I have this. God doesn't care whether I have that, because that's just little things. But boy, I'm going to Him for the big stuff. Or some people are just the opposite. I don't mind asking for the little stuff, because if it happens great, and it's not a big deal. If it doesn't, usually the little stuff work out on their own anyway. But the big stuff, if I prayed that cancer be removed from someone or this disease be removed from someone and it totally be eradicated, and they go to the doctor and be totally healthy, and then you open up a can of worms, I don't know if I can pray for that, because what if? The what ifs get in our way. So I want to take this in a different way. We're in the Sermon on the Mount. And we're going to backtrack to the Lord's Prayer. But we're going to focus on the word ask. But I want to read it and share something. It says, ask and keep on asking, and it will be given to you. That's a promise. So if we get rid of the ifs or the maybes or the how comes, that's 100% right there. So now we got to go through our list. And there's more. I guarantee you there's more that we have in our list of why don't we ask, or how come we asked and it didn't be given. It's just a different way to ask that question. So if this is 100%,